Got a C6 in the shop. Owner said that he was told by a dealer that it needed to be retuned. It had a misfire. Not sure what exactly they did. Supposedly it's got a small cam in it, and I think he had headers put on recently. But number 8 ain't got no compression at all. It's got 0 compressions. Not all the compressions. I actually did take a compression check on number 6, and it was like at a 155, somewhere around that range. So the reason I'm found number 8 was I was actually pulling the spark plugs away from the coils to just see if any of the cylinders weren't contributing. You got to be real careful and pull them away from the coil packs. Be really careful. You know, you don't want to get zapped by them. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It just stings.
You have been zapped.
And I found number 8 wasn't contributing. So number 8 is the source of the misfire. So let's see what the footage came back as for the compression test and to see if these rockers are moving. Now, I looked in the cylinder. It's hard really to see. The cylinder, the piston actually looks like it's being cleaned, like it had a coolant leaking in there. But it has coolant in the reservoir. So it's possible that it's only pushing the coolant under compression, but I would typically see more than just 0 on the gauge if that was the case. And if it was 0, I would expect to see coolant actually leaking into the cylinder and a ton of white smoke. Don't see any white smoke, so it's probably not a head gasket. Now, I have the valve cover off to basically check these rocker arms to see if the rockers had broken. This intake valve in the back is a little loose. It felt the same exact way. Sometimes they can feel a little weird. Like this one moves a little bit, but it's not loose. This one has a little bit of lash. If I move it up and down, you probably can't see it on camera. So I think something's going on with this intake. I did take a peek inside the cylinder with my handy dandy borescope right there, and I was able to see the valve hanging down on the exhaust side. So that leads me to believe we got something going on with the intake. So let me review the footage and see where we're at. See what's up with that rocker arm, if it's even moving at all. WTF, yo! Quit the rocking. Yeah, something's wrong with the lifter or the cam, from what I can imagine. It might not have a cam lobe anymore on the back, or possibly the lifter has fully collapsed. It doesn't make any rattling noises, so that leads me to believe that possibly this cam is messed up. Very odd, definitely very strange. Maybe the lifter came apart. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to dig into it and take a peek. Maybe I can pull that push rod out and stick my borescope camera down there. My battery's died on my borescope camera, but it seems like it works for like a split second or two. Might just be just the right size to get down in there. All right, there is the lifter top. The lifter seems to be in place. I'll get you guys on camera, see if I can. Oh, she died. So the lifter appears to be intact. It's not moving. You know, that lifter could actually be seized up in the bore. Well, actually, the lifter would be stuck in the down position. That wouldn't make any sense because you'd still get tension on it. Yeah, I think that cam actually lost a lobe. So I think we're gonna have to dig into it, figure out what the damage is. All right, got it tore down, and as expected, that intake lifter is bound up. So I'm not sure how bad the lifter bore is. I don't think. Basically, here's a lifter so you can take a look at it. You'll notice it's got some flat spots ground in on either side that allows it to stick inside this lifter tray, so when it's moving up and down it's staying center located. It's got a roller at the top, that's why they call it a roller. And there's the hydraulic portion. There's a hydraulic, basically a shock absorber in there that constantly gets pumped up by oil. You'll see an oil port right there. So that actually keeps this whole lifter pumped up, takes any valve lash out as this thing moves up and down, pushing on the push rod. This is a normal lifter, so this does fit in the lifter bore like normal, and I can actually pull it out. You can even pull it out by hand in some cases. Here we go. Got the lifter out. So we'll stash this guy right there in the lifter tray. Now that one right there, if you look down in there, you can kind of see the cam lobe. So it's actually off of the cam lobe right now. You can kind of see it's a little tore up, kind of concaved. Zoom in a little bit. So the cam is messed up. See how shiny that lobe is? That's what it's supposed to look like. Not supposed to look like that. So it would appear that that lifter, well, it does seem like it's still got the flat grooves lined up. I don't know if it's spun, but either way, it looks like well, it's at a factory lifter. I would say something happened to the roller portion, and possibly the roller lifter had fallen out. So it's probably in the bottom of the pan, or if it ground up into nothing, and then this whole machine surface got all gouged up, so when it actually went up into the bore, it got damaged. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna have to take the camshaft out, and if I'm lucky, I'll be able to tap the lifter into the block to prevent damaging that lifter bore any further. I could hook up vice grips to it and just rustle it out, but then the block is pretty much toast. I mean, you could put bronze bushings in there and machine it out. Well, I did find that the lifter tray right here does have a crack in it. You can kind of see it on camera there. Just looking in the ends here, this is a good side. You get a little bit of wear. Nothing crazy. Go over to this side and you see it's just heavy wear. So I have no doubt that that lifter was actually spinning in the bore. I wonder if I can do this without. Kind of see it opening up there. So yeah, lifter tray's damaged. So most likely what happened is that lifter had spun around, the wheel went sideways on the cam, stopped rolling, and then it just ate its way into the camshaft until the lifter itself either broke off and got jammed up. So what we're gonna have to do is, didn't want to do this, but I'm gonna have to pull the steering rack out, which is a major pain in the butt, and then remove the radiator and stuff, and then we'll pull the camshaft out get the other side of the cylinder head off. And you know, this thing's at least at a bare minimum gonna need a cam, set of lifters, lifter trays. But yeah, hopefully that's all the damage. Now that lifter bore may be damaged, so this block might not be any good. So I'm gonna run that by the customer and see if he wants me to continue and dig into it, or if he wants to just put that money into a new engine. Sucks, really sucks. I think he bought it this way, and he said that he had it at a dealer, and they said he probably has to just have the computer retuned because it was misfiring, running on 7 cylinders. And here is number 8. When I pulled the intake manifold off, I noticed there's actually a ton of fuel sitting in there, so these heads will definitely have to be checked for the valve guide wear, although, you know, it's only been pulling up since it's been stuck shut, so it's probably okay. He's got some aftermarket valves on there, or valve springs. I don't know, it's a shame. Yeah, that's the car. Silver C6, crazy looking hood on it. There it is, 05. It's got the 05 only steering wheel right there. So yeah, we'll put a parts list together, minimum, and try to price out some engines, you know. But if he does want to fix it, the only thing in question that I see at this moment is that lifter bore right there. So something you really can't do anything about it while the engine's installed. Engine's got to come out to clean it up. So I think that's where we're at with it.